that once the individual, they have an angelic resonance. It's an angelic intention field. And when they broadcast from their heart chakra, when they broadcast with their heart, something should be a certain way, such is manifest. And so to the degree that they splice a part of themselves off and wish that it doesn't exist, it does teeter on the point of existence. And you've taught it only one language. You've taught it the language of I wish you didn't exist and oppression. So it only speaks that language. And what does it do? It tries to get you to speak that language. Why? Because it can't digest the higher lights of love and compassion and healing. It can't live off those resonances and those energies because it's broadcasting at such a base level that it cannot derive sustenance in eternity from the higher light. The higher light is too intense, it would fracture it. Its resonance is much baser. Think about like water that gets frozen, okay? When it's frozen, it's rigid, okay? It's not like a vapor, it's malleable, it could take everything. It's much more sensitive, and it needs a specific type of interaction, otherwise you'll chip it. And so, similarly, the baser resonances within, they can only filter the life of eternity sustenance from similar energies. So if you taught it the energy of oppression, it will keep jumping up to you to resonate to you oppression, telling you you're not good enough, telling you you're small, you're worthless, it's hopeless. Why? So that you suddenly resonate that frequency. And in doing so, you're broadcasting your light, you're spilling your light to baser frequencies. And you're giving it enough to continue to sustain itself. And so it's a cycle of self-preservation. It's dog eat dog. It's evolution. It's the wild. And it's primitive. And it doesn't have to be that way. For the angel that's imprisoned in the corporeal realm, this angel still has profound abilities that transcend anything that it understands, its capabilities. There are intelligences in other dimensions that lust after the free will, the power of free will that the human being wields. And when the human being would choose to use and exert their free will to love, to show compassion, the light that broadcasts, the instruction that broadcasts to nature to manifest patterns, to open up, these are things that they can't understand. The only way they can experience it is to latch on to a human being in a way, to really connect with it if they've never been in this tier. In that way, the human being is truly a shadow of God. The angel encased within the human being. And so what is the solution? Well, the solution is that eternity, infinity, is a singular energy. It's a collective, but it's singular. It's like a river of oneness. And if you want to connect, to have a reunion, to reconnect with your source in eternity, to reconnect to your higher self collective, and expand and actively co-create in this realm, to broadcast the solution and the healing, to make all the suffering obsolete. If you want to do that, you must bring yourself into oneness and alignment. And part of doing that is redeeming these aspects of self that are resonating at baser frequency. And so how do you do that? If you try to eliminate those aspects of yourself, the more you try to eliminate it, the more you will find that you will lack energy, motivation, inspiration. You'll get writer's block because it's an aspect of yourself. It's you. You can't cut out you. It's like a cancer. You try to fight a cancer with the same toxins you're broadcasting at the cancer, you're broadcasting at the rest of the body as well. And it's toxic. The only solution is to embrace those aspects and teach it a new language. If you embrace those aspects that you taught a baser language to, and they only understand the baser frequencies, and therefore they're constantly seducing you into baser energy resonances so they can feed, so they can survive. If you instead now embrace with unconditional love. Unconditional love means no judgment. All are deserving. You're all sparks of divine energy. From the perspective of eternity, everyone has actualized. There is no one that you can think of that's not worthy from the perspective of eternity. And that's the resonance of unconditional love. It comes forth from the highest realms of eternity. And so if you embrace the merciful healing, these aspects of yourself, you broadcast from your heart chakra, and you broadcast an intimacy, a reunion. How have you missed this aspect of yourself? How you apologize for, the harshness that you had, and you realize that there's a vitality there that you haven't discovered and you don't understand. And because you didn't understand it, you persecuted it, just like every other aspect of this linear realm that you learned here. Is that what you don't understand deserves persecution and oppression. Well, if you uplift it and you embrace it with true unconditional love, then you will find a lot of dramatic changes in your life. You will find that you have more energy. You will find that you don't have the same appetite to snack anymore. You'll find that you don't need as much sleep. You'll find that when you meditate, you get kind of hot. Kind of like there's an energy flowing through you, that you're reconnecting to something larger than just yourself. There are many benefits of this, of returning to the light of eternity. And there are a lot of ways how an individual distracts themselves within their life, vices that individuals have to escape. And so much of entertainment in the Western world is about escape instead of experiencing its escape. In fact, when they promote it, they're always promoting the next event. And as soon as the event happens, they're promoting the next one. There's no satisfaction of the event itself. Because it's always enticing for the next one, because you don't want to be in the time, in the now. You don't want to be in the oneness. You might feel your shame. You want to keep chasing and escaping. It's a never-ending chase. It's like the carrot at the end of the stick for the donkey to get it moving. It doesn't end. And so if you bring your narrative into oneness, you'll actually find the time when you coalesce past, present, and future together into oneness. And you just experience that it's just so joyful. It's so beautiful. It's everything that you imagined it would be. And in those moments, you will connect with your higher self collective. And you will no longer feel alone. You'll never feel alone. You'll realize there's no such thing as alone.